All right, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing a video. We'll give our thoughts on some early reviews we have in for the first two episodes of The Walking Dead Season 10 second half, and then we'll go into some of your guys' continued Q&A questions. Alright, and I'll put the link in the description as per usual, so you guys can go ahead and check out this one from Forbes. Our friend Paul Tassi on Forbes. Hey Paul, if you happen to watch this. It's a good one. So he's got kind of a rundown of the first two episodes of the second half of this upcoming season, right? The second half of the second half of Walking Dead Season 10. So we're gonna get kind of his thoughts. They're non-spoilery for the most part for the first two episodes, and then after that we'll take a look at Negan and his whisperer gear. We got some more pictures of that, and some other stuff and some responses from you guys from yesterday's fun video that we did about the Walking Dead Season 10's mid-season premiere having a rare sexual rating, so sexual content, which usually they don't. You pretty much never see that for Walking Dead, basically ever, so that's kind of different. So it says, The Walking Dead is coming back in just 2 more weeks to finish out the rest of Season 10, and quite possibly the rest of the Whisperer War. AMC has sent me the first 2 episodes of this half of the season, and I am now allowed to talk about them today, quite far ahead of the release. So it is February 23rd or 21st if you have premiere. We got a couple weeks to the return, but a lot of us are getting excited, ready to see this back half of the season. And so this lucky Paul has already been able to see it. Jerk. So it says, I'm going to stay spoiler-free as much as possible, though that makes certain aspects of these episodes pretty hard to talk about. The best way I can describe episode 9, which is the mid-season premiere, which is called Squeeze, and 10, which is called Stalker, is that they feel like 2 different horror movies condensed into 45-minute format. The first episode, Squeeze, reminds me of The Descent, the cave-based horror film that had a bunch of women trapped in a cave with monsters. Here that's Daryl, Magna, Connie, Jerry, Carol, Aaron, and Kelly, unless I'm forgetting anyone. And the monsters, of course, are Alpha's horde that she has wrangled down there. It's a very dark episode, and by that I mean it is quite literally dark, as in hard to see what's going on, as the quality of AMC screeners are not great watching them on PC, so it makes it hard to parse out the action in many scenes. I hope it plays better on TV, because that was pretty hard to see what was happening when I watched it. So possibly just some really dark things in the cave that's hard to see what's going on, which, I mean, that's, it makes sense considering where they are. The group must navigate the cave while dodging both walkers and whisperers who enter the cave to try to kill them. Oh, that's kind of interesting, because I didn't, it's like a video game, right? It's like Dungeons and Dragons. They're like stuck in the spot, and it's like a video game. And avoid the walkers. And then you have whisperers. Oh, who's a whisperer? It's like a first-person shooter, right? Or something. This results in a few perilous sequences, including moments that I literally held my breath for. If you're like me, you probably had bets on who would or would not make it out of the cave alive. I really, really can't say who does or doesn't survive, or if anyone dies at all, which makes the end of the episode difficult to talk about. But you'll see what I mean soon enough. It is no surprise that at least some people make it out of the cave, and those that don't, that does not mean they're dead, because we've seen people like Daryl in other scenes in previous or in episode previews. This entire sequence just felt a bit off to me, though perhaps much of that was the filming and the darkness. So we'll stop there for a sec. So they haven't really done something like this before. Now, they do a lot of different night stuff in Walking Dead, but we've never seen them like trapped in a cave, in close quarters type of situation. So, and they only have a certain amount of time to get those episodes done. So is it possible maybe from what Paul's saying here that they just had difficulty with kind of getting all the scenes done with the right lighting and stuff like that, because, they're in tight quarters, and it's new. It's sort of like they did the wintertime episode at the end of Season 9, which they've never done before. I thought that one looked great, so we'll see how this one looks when we actually get to see it. I much preferred the Negan and Alpha storyline, yes, that went along with this episode. Many people predicted a big comic moment would happen for the premiere here to surprise everyone, but I can tell you that no, that does not happen here. Not yet, and not in the next episode either, because you've seen episode 10 too. Even what does happen between them, I can't really go into either. Suffice to say, it's a pretty fantastic scene, but for reasons you might not expect. So I was thinking, I never thought like that they would kill Alpha off in the mid-season premiere anyway. Like that was never something that I ever thought. So I don't expect to see that at all. But it sounds like there's going to be some fun between Negan and Alpha. I liked the second episode a lot more. Okay, so here he's saying that he actually liked episode 10 more than episode 9. And we shift into a different sort of horror film where Beta quite literally transforms into Jason Voorhees. He actually invades Alexandria through a tunnel made by Dante. Damn it, Dante, you put some brackets here. So, and we've seen that a little bit in the trailer where he's inside. Well, I think he's inside Alexandria, right? And he pulls out the Bowie knives and that. And, you know, that does have kind of, I guess, like a Halloween type of vibe. You've got this nice community with Alexandria, nice, big, expensive $500,000, $1 million houses, and in the zombie apocalypse, and it's all, you know, walled off and everything. And then he comes in, and it's like, you know, and nobody knows it's nighttime and stuff like that. You can see a little bit of it in the trailer for this back half. So it looks like we're going to get to see those scenes in episode 10. So that looks like it's going to be fun. And he starts murdering random residents in their houses, creating chaos with newly formed walkers as he goes for his true prize, the newly imprisoned Gamma, who has turned traitor and sought refuge at Alexandria. It's a stellar, horrifying sequence. Even if I'm not wild about how it ended, this episode also gives us a flat-out brawl between Daryl and Alpha that goes some interesting places and sees the return of an absent character. So, whoa, man, some of that, it's a little bit spoilery there, Paul. A little bit, man. You know what? That sounds great. You know, it's just got me more pumped for episode 10. You know, the cave stuff's going to be cool. The Negan and Alpha stuff I'm more excited for. But then, you know, to get to see Beta running amok in Alexandria, that's going to be awesome. Elsewhere, we see Father Gabriel starting to lose his mind a little bit. Well, I would expect so, right? Now fully transformed into a warlord threatening to chop fingers and pull teeth of whisperers in order to break them and get information. That's awesome. That's good stuff. Rosita tries to keep him in check, but I am curious to see where they're taking his character. They sort of did this with Aaron too earlier in the season, and everyone is more on edge than ever. Well, you can understand why, right? You know, considering who they're up against and everything. So I'm actually happy to see that. I never really liked Gabriel until this season. All these years, you know, I just, you know, it's like, yeah, okay, we get it. We know what he is, but it's just cool to see him kind of become a little bit more unhinged. It's fun. A few things that were not addressed in either of the episodes were Eugene communicating with that person on the radio. He's not in either episode. Or the fate of Michonne off on her solo mission with Virgil. I presume she will get her own episode for that, but it's not one of the first two here. Also, don't hold your breath for Maggie's surprise return, as it doesn't happen yet either. Well, I didn't expect to see basically any of that. I thought we might see a scene or two with Michonne, but sounds like we won't. So thanks for that, Paul. These episodes were fine. The second is better than the first, but I think the Whisperer conflict is starting to drag a little bit. So I do hope we wrap it up by the end of the season. It seems likely we are heading in that direction, which means an intense final 6 episodes are probably coming after these two. And these were pretty intense as is. I'll have more to say on both of these once they've actually aired, and he doesn't have to be so cryptic. Awesome. And then for the couple of pictures of Negan in his Whisperer gear, so you can see it a little bit better. We did get some pictures of it earlier, but these ones are just different. So here is one with him walking with some Whisperers mixed in with some walkers from the looks of things. I think the one at the right side of him, yeah, that looks like a walker. So at the bottom right, and then at in between the two, that looks like a Whisperer to me because you can kind of see the overlapping parts. So, so there's that one, and then there's this one here with him, and it looks like maybe they're beside a fire or something. And then you have Alpha there at the back left. So pretty cool. I like that we actually get to see in the TV series version Negan in his Whisperer gear, like with the mask and everything. Because I think in the comics they never did that. They never had Negan actually wear a Whisperer mask or anything, which is, it's like, it makes sense. If he's going to join the Whisperers, he should get his goddamn skin suit, right? So there's that. Magna confronting Carol. There's a sneak, peek of that if you guys care to see it for the episode. I mean, they release a lot of stuff, right? You're going to see in the episode eventually here. Obviously, people are going to be upset at Carol because she, chased down after Alpha and went into the cave and everything and got kind of stuck there. So it just, it makes sense that people would be angry at her, and Magna's kind of a disagreeable, crazy one to start with. So, it makes sense to me. So, we'll see for that. And so we do have a few kind of comments from today. We'll just go on a few from the fun one yesterday that we did with the thumbnail with Alpha and Negan, which I thought was fun. I'm glad you guys liked it. Looks like some of you guys did. So it was fun. So Joshua said, "Why did Trev have to use a picture of Negan looking like he's getting the life sucked out of him?" Jesus, Trev. It's a good one, right? Not sure about what Alpha would be like, right? So Negan's in for it one way or another. Good or bad, I don't know. You&I says, first time since ever I forgot about a new Walking Dead episode. So you're welcome, You&I. At least you got the memo now. It's a couple weeks to The Walking Dead returns next weekend, basically. So we're almost there, and man, it's gonna be just a lot of fun. I think we're gonna enjoy it, and it's gonna be great stuff, man, for sure. So, Negan Savior says, "I feel bad for Negan, considering what might transpire in this upcoming episode. Kind of feel bad for him too, right? Because you kind of feel like, on one hand, and we'll probably discuss this more in Q&As after we see the actual episode, if this does in fact happen. If not, then that's fine too. But it's like, can he say no, right? Because it's kind of like he's gonna be scared to say no. He's gonna be like, might cut his head off or something. So it's sort of like, you kind of, I guess you what do? You go along with it. I don't know. So if you're Negan, I guess you go along with it. I don't think you have much of a choice. You don't want her to kill you or something. So it's that's. So, Faith Cannon says, "I think the thumbnail is exactly how Alpha would smile if she saw Negan butt naked." Maybe you're right. And then Nuck97 said, "Squeeze" could refer to something else, so that's true too. And Julie Cruz said, "Trev, do you think Ezekiel will be saved? If yes, how?" Well, someone said in the last video that we might see him go to the Commonwealth for treatment or something like that. So I like that idea. I thought that was a good theory, and it could make sense. And I'd like to see that, because I would like to see Ezekiel, survive and everything. So that would be, that'd be cool. And then we'll do just one more for today, which is from Ash Williams. Must be a fan of Evil Dead and everything. He says, he's been here for a while. Episode 10 will be Beta and Alexandria, which we pretty much know now. Now, these are his predictions for what he thinks we'll see in each episode. Episode 11, Battle at the Hilltop. Okay. Episode 12 will be Michonne's kind of a spotlight last episode. That's what he's predicting. Episode 13, maybe Alpha's demise. Episode 14, Aftermath of Alpha's demise. More Commonwealth and Eugene stuff. Episode 15, the Horde, or the mega herd that Alpha and Beta have invading Alexandria. Maggie returning, and then a fun, episode 16 that maybe, he says here, I expect a great finale to wrap up the season in not too big a way, or, maybe a bunch of walkers or something like that, and somehow they're able to kind of escape, or maybe like a cliffhanger-y type of thing, something like that. And then Beta might spill over into the first half of the season. Plus, if Maggie kind of comes to the rescue or something, maybe she can help them or something like this. It could be exciting anyway to see her kind of return. Maybe they're pulling walkers away or something like that, from Alexandria, and the place is just totally engulfed with them or something. That could be really cool. So, awesome stuff. Looking forward to it. Let me know how you guys are feeling. Are you starting to get kind of excited for the season? I hope so. And if you like the video, please thumb it up below. You can share, you can favorite, and you can subscribe at the bottom left. That's it for this one, guys. I'll see you again soon for another. Trev, saying peace. Later, guys. See ya.